Good morning, Sagittarius. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, I am Nicole. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. Everybody who has liked, shared, commented, sharing your experiences. I do not take that lightly, so thank you for doing that. And it's some of the greatest ways that you can support the channel, so very much appreciated. Sag, this is going to be your weekly read. I decided to split these up instead of just doing one long one with the timestamps. So this will be from November 13th through the 19th. Remember that energy is fluid though too. When you see this, it's when you're meant to see it, and apply it where it fits in your world. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, discern the messages, right? Always. All right, Sag, some really interesting energy coming through for you guys as I was laying this down. The week to me for you feels, I'm going to say, wide open. Like the energy that surrounds it is like, I wish I could like plug my head into a computer or something so you guys could see what I see. When I typically see the weeks, they're very linear. This energy of this week, I feel, is like a culmination of a week or two prior to this reading, and then a week or so, 10 days, Spirit's saying 7 to 10 days following this reading. So check the time placements. Lately I've been getting a lot of stuff with time placements, which is odd, but not super odd, but it's been coming in a lot stronger. It's like these options from over the last couple of weeks and moving forward are opening up for you somehow, whatever that means for you specifically. But the one thing that they keep bringing to my attention is there's something attached to you, and if we're talking paranormal, that could be a whole other ball game, but I don't feel like that's what it is. I feel like this attachment could have a devil energy. It's something that either you are not letting go of, or something or somebody is not letting go of you. And it's something that, it's kind of like looking at your watch, that habit of looking at your watch and, oh, what time is it if you wear them? That's kind of how it feels. It's like there's like a nick of time. You're always something with the timing and looking at the time, or Spirit is saying patterns, habits, and routines. The messages are coming in so crazy this morning. It's a very interesting energy. So we're going to dive in, take a deeper look at this. There could be some aggression, there could be a little bit of anger, some frustration, more anger though than frustration. I feel like there's just Spirit is saying brooding resentment. So there's something under the surface. You could have thought that somebody was going to come back around, and I'm going to say this reading will be for both you and the cross watcher, Sag, or somebody that you're dealing with. I want to just say, don't be opposed to flipping the roles, right? But I will say it's almost like some of you are waiting on somebody or something and going, boy, the timing of this is unusual. For others of you, I feel like this is somebody waiting for you to respond. Like you're stepping outside of a pattern that was the norm, because you're exploring your options about how things are moving forward for you in a particular area. Very, very strong messages coming in for you, Sag, and I'm not surprised, as we've got Sag and I think Mercury right now, and then we're dealing with the fact that you guys are the most of your season, right? We're not too far out from Sag season. So Sag, I feel like this is like, when you look at the past 3 months of where you've been, this is coming in as this was, I really don't want to say build up, but there's been a process that's been showing itself somehow to you. Again, patterns, habits, real strong indication with Spirit on routine. And that's going to be different for all of you on what your routine is, right? We all live differently. So intuitively, that right off the bat is what Spirit is giving me, and it's coming in very, very bold, very, very bold. All right, Spirit, what is it that's going to be in Sag's focus this week? What is in Sag's focus? Sacrifice and bond. Somebody, energy's wild. Somebody could have bonded their self to you, or you could feel bonded to somebody else. That sacrifice is like I'm hearing some from spirit, self-sacrificing kind of energy when it comes to a particular situation. And I think that it's like the watch too, they're bringing me back to that. It's like time is up. We're not engaging in this anymore. We're not doing this anymore. There's no desire for this anymore. Creation and fear. Sag, you could have been engaging with an energy for some time that this experience for you guys is very much about the fact that this build-up, this progression of this situation for you is bringing some fear to the surface. This was meant to deal with matters of rejection. Either you learning to stand in your power and reject situations that are not healthy for you, or somebody else could also, you could have been a catalyst for somebody else learning how to reject things. I just wish you guys could feel this energy that I feel. Holy Mother, Mary, Joseph. Very interesting. So it's like this creation is you becoming bold and brave enough to take on the changes that are occurring, whether they're fear-based or a matter of worth. I don't feel like it's so much a matter of worth as it is pushing you, Sag, to step outside of your comfort zone, stepping outside of certain things that, you know, you could have just gotten accustomed to or felt Spirit saying responsibility to a situation. And what it ultimately did was kind of leaving you feeling like you're in a high and dry kind of energy, kind of stuck or trapped to something, bonded by something that is, I think in most people's eyes would see it as holding them back. But Sag, I think if you play with this energy the right way this week, and you're willing to sit, and this Spirit is saying this is going to continue to be a process for you. This isn't a one and done thing. This isn't going to heal up overnight. But learning how to either reject or be a part of someone else's experience as a teacher to them it's teaching you how to unbond yourself from unhealthy and untoxic patterns, especially when it comes to other people. Okay, very, very interesting message there. Holy mackerel. All right, all in 1 week. Oh my goodness. All right, Sag, let's see what else is going on for you guys this week. You know, they're telling me just to straight up use the tarot, so we're just gonna straight up use the tarot, I guess. Okay, they're just, Spirit is pinpointing this, and this, right? All right, Spirit, what else does Sag need to know? What does Sag need to know this week? And this can be soul contracts too, in regards to partnerships. Your partnerships do not have to be romantic, right? I say that all the time. We as humans tend to go, oh, partnership, that's my person. No, not necessarily, right? Page of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. I feel like there's a disconnect when it comes to energies. This communication card, and we've seen this coming out, and I'm not surprised. Like the stuff with Mercury right now, like I'm not surprised to see that. There's a lot of fear surrounding communication or how we present ourselves, 9/11 on the clock. But it's also about being independent of that fear, you know, going, okay, yes, it exists. We all have it. But what am I doing with it? And learning how to communicate that fear, and just, it's like this need to be forthright and to express that you are now separate of a situation. It's no longer your problem, okay? So, what is this? Spirit is also saying asserting your boundaries. Son of Swords, so the Knight of Swords, I talked about that. That energy to me is a bit aggressive, right? It could be angry, hostile. You can see though, he's a messenger. He's coming in, and he's coming in rather quickly. I hate to go, it's a repetitive thing. Expect direct communication from something or someone attached to your foundational energy. And again, I said it's coming to an end, right? There's this disconnect. There's the card of Scorpio, the death card. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, but to me, this isn't necessarily you dealing with a Scorpio as much as it is that this massive change needs to occur. And to create this change that stabilizes your foundations, the answer is it's like a hard no, right? So whatever this is, it's a hard no. Like, I'm not doing this. You could even feel like in some ways like your home life is under attack from a third party person. Like, you kind of feel like you need to hunker down and almost kind of hide out from them, because the way this is coming in is just like, I think you've already faced a lot of challenges when it comes to a particular person in situation, which has sent you into a space of some introspection there with the Hermit, you know. It's feeling like you need to protect yourself because it's like you may have been giving too much, doing too much. The aha moment, I think, Sag, has occurred. And this is kind of like this energy of coming back around somehow, that now you know how to better handle a situation or handle yourself in a situation. And I think too, even when it comes to your work or just other areas of your life, I think there's going to be a profound situation this week for you that has, again, progressed up to this point. But then I think you're going to start to see some of this same kind of energy play out around you that's going to require you to assert your boundaries. The thing of it is you cannot pop off. I mean, you can, not advisable. I wouldn't pop off with something specific. You're going to have to kind of keep your calm. And I think for a lot of you, that's why you're going into this hermit mode of kind of shutting things down, simply because for some of you, Spirit is saying you just don't want to deal with it, for one. And number two, it's like, again, you could feel like things are under attack. Like, you could be afraid that someone's going to come in that aggressive manner and say things to you. It's like trying to avoid the conflict. There we go. Trying to avoid the conflict. And there's this Eight of Swords in the current energy, along with the Moon. I think for some of you, you don't know what to expect when it comes to a particular situation. And, you know, it's like tiptoeing, walking on eggshells, because there's something tied to this that seems to be, you could feel like you are left in the dark about a particular situation. And that could be making you unsure whether or not you want to continue to engage. I do feel like there's this weighing of options, whether or not you want to continue to engage in any manner with this particular situation, or if it is just a matter of you just need to get out of Dodge. You know what I mean? So I hope that's making sense. And yeah, there's the World card. I feel like you guys don't think you have the full story or the whole picture here with this Moon and then the Seven of Swords coming out in the World card. And it's like, for some of you, you could have been in a space where you needed some kind of closure to a situation, you needed more truth to a situation, so that you could put an end to what was not being seen. And there's that fear, right? And I talked, you know, that Eight of Swords is self-imposed restrictions, fear-based kind of thinking. The Moon can be fear because we fear what we can't see, right? The Moon is illusionary energy. And then the World card is, how do I close that out, right? How do I stop that? Because I still feel like I don't know everything. Like, I feel like I need to protect myself. It's sleeping with one eye open, literally, you know? Can I trust what is actually happening around me? Is this really as I see it to be? And, you know, behind that, you've got the Four of Swords. You know, it's, again, that Four of Swords is healing and seeing things in another perspective in this particular deck. But it's also doing it in a softness. And again, there's going to be a need, whether it's you or the other side that is aggressive, to be softer. Spirit is saying in your conclusions to a situation. But this is ultimately the need for you to release fear of rejections or abandonment, or not valuing a situation for what it is, and then learning to assert those boundaries that come along with it. All right, so I hope that justice, making things fair and balanced, right? Evening out the scales. Sag, Two of Cups. For a couple of you, I'm going to say you could be dealing with somebody that is extremely clever. They may make it look good on the outside for their intentions of what they try to offer, but they are, and this could be you could be being that clever Sag that you guys tend to be, right? Very, very quick-witted. But I don't feel like that this is, you know, you got the Two of Cups coming out sideways. You've got the Justice card, the Son of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Swords with the Two of Wands, the Eight of Wands. A whole lot of communication happening here. I feel like, again, reverse roles as it applies. There is somebody coming in, whether this is you or someone else, wanting things to be fair. The problem to this is that it appears to be self-serving. Because it's like, take a look at whose defenses are up. Who is getting triggered by the communication that is coming in? Who is getting sent into this fear-based energy? But I'm going to say, though, too, the fear is sitting on both sides. Fear of the rejection, that somebody is not going to get their way, but then the fear base of learning to assert the boundaries and saying, I just can't do this. Whatever I just can't do this means for you. Because I feel like with the Son of Pentacles, which I've never gotten this energy off of it before, is a defensiveness as he's bucking his horn. It's like, take a step back. Just hold on a minute here. Slow it down. This spirit, it's a matter of trust. If you don't trust a situation, you really got to sit back and ask yourself why you don't trust a particular situation or person. And then, does it make sense, or is this fear-based because you're reliving something from the past, or you're reliving a lesson in boundaries? There's different ways for all of you that you're going to be looking at this going, how does this ultimately work? And where is this coming from? For some of you, this is about you learning to assert the boundaries until you have a full understanding of the other side, or the other person's picture or their intentions. Watch that the communication is not dry, because I feel like there's a lot of dry type conversating happening. It's almost emotionless, and when that's where you are, and it pertains to heart, home, family, when there's no emotion to kind of soften everything else that's happening around a situation, nobody's coming in with compassion or just from a loving space, that can make shit go sideways, right? So just be very aware of that, because I do feel like you may have drawn or could come to a conclusion about something on your own with the information that you have, and then this further communication makes you wonder if you're moving in the right direction when it comes to a situation. You have to assess your own fear, okay? I hope that's making sense. Like, I see this exactly for what it is. Conveying that from their side to this side is like, whoo, it's a lot. All right, advice for Sagittarius for the week of November 13th through the 19th. I think you're the Celebrate card, healing, pay attention. With the Celebrate, I don't feel like you're out partying and, you know, throwing confetti or, you know, like there's some kind of homecoming. I feel like this is the celebration of going, this is coming to an end. Like feeling relief more than celebrating. I mean, it's just the idea that something is dead, done, and over with. It is just finally coming to a conclusion that this is just what it is, and now this healing work begins to happen. This healing could just be something as simple as Spirit is saying as rest and rejuvenation for yourself, kind of like recharging your batteries, moving on from a situation. The other bit of advice that I think is really, I said compassion, and there it is. And there's a lot of detached, that emotionless energy coming in. Compassion, pay attention to the communication with this compassion. And then this pay attention itself, again, it's like going to be like red flags that pop up in conversating or something to that effect. Because it's like something just, again, it's almost like you're not getting the full story. You know, it's something there is off. And somehow, or for some of you, I don't think it's going to be for many of you, it may pertain to your finances somehow. It's got something to do with money, perhaps. But we're also looking at this Four of Wands, which is, you know, our foundations. This is where we go home, we celebrate, we succeed, you know, all of those kind of things. But I feel like it's messing with your foundations somehow. So you're going to figure this out, how to move forward the best, but also expect that this is progress from the past to now, moving forward. You're going to see this come up again, probably the beginning of December, and for some of you, I'm going to say around your birthday, that this is kind of like a cycle that's trying to close out or has closed out. But do you continue to re-engage with this? I heard somebody say something yesterday and it made perfect sense. We all have like karmic contracts, soul contracts. And when they're completed, they're done, right? And I thought they explained this pretty well. But our free will allows us to continue to re-engage if we choose to. And I think this two of Wands with this Queen of Swords is asking you if you want to re-engage. Because this person, like, it becomes a pattern every couple months, maybe every couple weeks, where it starts to play out again. Or you may want to re-engage in that pattern somehow. Giving, Spirit said, giving too much of yourself. If you're in that space, you need to decide, have you learned from this experience everything you need to learn? Or do you want to keep doing it? Because right now it's almost like you're spinning your wheels, wasting your time on the next experience because you're still investing in something that's already done. So I hope that makes sense for you, Sag. If you guys found this video resonated for you, you know, like, share, subscribe, comment. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. I'm wishing you guys the very best this week. If personal readings are open as well this week, information is in the description box below, the About section of the page. You can also check me out at holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products and services. Sending you guys all the best. I will see you on your mid-month reading. Take care. Bye.